You never, of course, the lead never shows up first. You send in a decoy in case you get shot.
I don't know. Operation Hide Behind the Darkies. South Park. Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
What the fuck are you wearing, dude?
Dude, I'm trying to get into the moment. I'm trying to get into character.
What the fucking moment is this?
Well, I mean, first of all, welcome to Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Side B.
Side B. your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta.
And I'm saying I'm getting into character because there was a time jump in this episode.
This is episode 6, right?
Episode 6 of The Last of Us.
Yes, indeed.
And when we last left off, we were in Kansas City, and Henry had just killed himself after shooting his brother.
And
then all of a sudden the time jumps 3 months, and we in the snow.
Yeah,
in the snow. So yeah, I'm dressed for the weather.
Shit,
you gotta when you out there surviving. I learned this from Echoes. I got
wow, really?
I got the shopping bags in my boots.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, gotta go.
The Stop and Shop bags.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
I gotta go build a lean-to.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So we get this time jump, and we find out that Joel and Ellie have made it to Wyoming. Which I don't know if I'm upset at that, because I kind of wanted to see if there was anything that happened to them in between Kansas City and Wyoming.
I thought about that too, but I felt like it probably would have took away more from the series itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you feel like it could have just been the same old?
Yeah, running into more random people.
Yeah.
More zombies.
Yeah.
But
I mean, when we first get in there, I thought it was, Joel out there hunting. It turns out to be like a Native American couple. Which I thought was funny, because he walked in and his wife just looked up. She was like, he knew.
Yeah. Did it make you think of a certain movie that we covered?
Which one?
Wind River.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was in Wyoming too.
I know. That's why that was the first thing I thought about.
Yeah. But no, I thought they had some good, like a little bit of lightheartedness and comedy, just their interactions. They were just kind of like, yo, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because what'd he say? Did you tell the truth? And she was like, yeah.
You telling me the truth? Yeah. And he goes, all right, you're right here.
Oh man.
But yeah, okay. So we find out they're in Wyoming, and he's in town looking for Tommy.
His brother.
And they say that they went to Katy, which is, I guess, the bigger town there, and they said that was all infested and shit like that. Like, imagine if you're traveling to go find someone, right? And your initial thought is he's probably in the largest city that is over there, and you go over there and you realize it's overrun. Do you get discouraged because the winter's coming?
Yeah.
For coverage, and like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just sitting. I'm like, motherfucker, where the fuck is this dude?
Yeah.
He's even alive.
How do they meet? I don't remember. Oh, his his wife's.
Yeah. So all right. So
he gets ambushed, right?
So they point them. So they're trying to get to somewhere, and then the Indian couple's like, over there. That's the Death River. You get over there, like, people go there, they don't come back.
Yeah. And
they're like, yeah, if that's your brother. He goes, I'm looking out here. He goes, have you seen my brother? He goes, I haven't seen him. He goes, I haven't said what he looked like. Does he look like you? Yeah. I haven't seen him.
Hell yeah.
But like, yeah, they point them towards the Death River, and he's like, yo, if whoever goes over there, they don't come back. So I don't know. If that's the scenario I'm put in, I'm just considering, like, do I keep going? Do I go back?
I mean, you made it that far.
Yeah. I mean, at what point, and then at this moment in time, do you give up looking for your brother and just focus on getting Ellie
living.
where she needs to go.
Honestly, I think at that moment I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to keep living.
Yeah.
Like are we skipping around?
No, 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 not necessarily. Not yet. Not
Okay,
yet.
okay, okay. Then I'm not gonna say what I'm about to say. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think after going through everything that they've gone through in the last couple of episodes,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, man? Fuck this. Let's just find a spot and just survive.
Well, here's the thing. Like, so he's under because he doesn't know that you know Ellie tried to use her blood to help Sam.
Mm-hmm.
So he's under the impression that whatever she's got in her is still the cure.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me at this point, I'm like, okay, let's I don't even know if my brother's out here anymore. Let me focus on trying to get this girl to where she needs to go.
Mm.
There's money in it for me.
True.
Somehow.
True.
Anyway, so they trek out there, and then when they finally get to the dam, and it looks like the dam is running, so they're like, oh shit, like electricity and all this shit. And then she's like, oh, what if this is the Death River? And next
Mm.
thing you know, they get ambushed by a bunch of people on horseback.
Yeah.
Now one black girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, come on. Come on.
She's the lead. That's the new Michelle Obama.
Was she the lead though?
I guess
They
so.
had the other dude. The other dude popped up first with the gun.
You never, of course, the lead never shows up first. You send in a decoy in case you get shot.
I don't know. Operation Hide Behind the Darkies. South Park.
Oh God.
But he was like, hey, stand right there. And you take 5 steps back. He goes, you sure? You sure you're not infected? Because I'm gonna let this dog go and he's gonna sniff you. And if he smells some shit, he's gonna tear you up.
Mm.
I want to know how the hell they trained that dog to do that.
I mean, you can't do anything.
But what I've seen people train like bears to ride tricycles. So I guess you can do that.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you ever seen someone train an animal to do?
I guess no, the craziest thing. I can't say I've seen the craziest thing, but one of the things I've always found interesting is people that work out with their dogs and their dogs are actually doing the same shit.
Oh, like when they do the yoga and shit?
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I watched this video. I don't know how real it is, but they got this video of like this. It's like a little tiny dog that's in like, I don't know, like Hong Kong or some shit like that. And it goes to the market and buys groceries for its owner. Like it has got a basket and it walks around and they take the money, then they put the fruit or whatever, the vegetables in there. And one of them put like 3 in there. And then the dog pointed at this other one. He like pointed at the other like vegetable.
Yeah.
The guy didn't put it in there. So he goes to pick up the basket, walks over, takes that fucking vegetable, puts it in the basket, and picks it up and walks away.
Mm.
I don't know how real that is, but that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways, so he tells them that he looking for his brother.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, and she goes, hey, what's your name? He's like, Joel. You could see in her mind, without even seeing her face, you can see in her mind like something's registering.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go and they got.
Does she ask what his brother's name is or no?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
And then they start walking, and then turns out there's a whole fucking town with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looked like fucking. This looked like what is it? Like Aspen in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Country style.
Yeah, like a little Christmas village. I was like, oh, this is actually nice.
Would you have to stay there? Would you have to keep going?
I'd have stayed.
Hell yeah, they had a bar. Man, fuck y'all.
Oh, they had a bar. They had good food.
They had a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a major. I think, you know what?
One thing I thought that was dope was the houses that they lived in. They weren't all like nice houses that were like cleaned up. They were all like dingy houses but they're just using them because they need houses for people here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they start walking and Joel sees his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls out to him and he looks over. I forgot because I forgot what his brother looked like in episode 1.
He has short hair, I know that, and I don't. He didn't look as cleaned up. He looked more cleaned up in this episode.
Yeah, but I didn't realize how much he looked like Joel. When you see him, you're like, oh, like they do look like brothers.
Okay.
But what goes through your brain in that moment? You finally find the person you've been on the hunt for the last like 6 months basically.
I thought it was longer than that because he was in Boston for 20 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. He's been out there 20 years, and like he lost contact with him a long time ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, what do you do when you think you come across somebody you thought you'd never seen again?
Man, that's like, in my opinion, I think that's overwhelming emotion. You
Yeah.
know, like, yeah, I've been looking for you forever. Not knowing if you were dead or alive, but just looking for you. You know what I'm saying?
Did you expect more tears in that moment? I don't know
I
why.
s-
I thought I expected more
I'm more heartfelt.
heartfelt ugly crying, you know?
Now I don't know if I expected the ugly crying, but I did feel like more like, yo,
Yeah, like
like,
yeah, like that uncontrollable, like, oh
yeah,
my God, it's you.
yeah.
I think, but okay, so with that being said, I think the reason why it wasn't like that is maybe because his brother saw Joel and was just like kind of like an oh shit moment. Not oh shit, it's someone I'd never thought I'd see again. It's a
Mhm.
oh shit, I fucked up.
Mm.
Because he was almost kind of like I mean I never thought I'd see you again, but kind of like a hesitant.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd see you again. And I was just like, because when I saw that, I was like, oh, I think there's more to this than that. Because
Mm.
yeah,
You know what? I can see that because they go and sit at a bar and they talk
yeah.
while Ellie goes with his wife.
Well, I mean, first, yeah, they're sitting eating and stuff like that, and like
Okay.
he's trying to explain, like he's trying to explain like what they've been doing, like where they
Hmm.
come from, and like you can tell there's some tension between between Joel and his brother.
You know what? I didn't pick up on that. Now that we're talking about it, it makes sense because
Yeah,
Joe probably feels like I've been looking for you, and I don't think you look for me at all.
yeah, because like I've been looking for you. I thought you were. I I assumed you were in dire straits after you left this, the Fireflies,
Mm.
and I thought you'd be on the road, just trying to survive. And here you are, living in this picturesque town, you know,
Hmm.
just starting a family,
Yeah.
living. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. I get if I see that, because at that moment I was like, oh, there's some shit, like uh, there's a disagreement going on here that they haven't voiced out yet,
Yeah.
and we don't hear about it until they go to the bar to talk,
Hmm.
and then Ellie is fucking. They're taken back by how like smart ass she is.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think in this episode is a good example of like the right tone for her. Remember how I told you before? Sometimes she talks like an adult.
Hmm.
I thought in this episode, maybe in the last one too, but mostly in this episode, she sounds more like a smart aleck teenager than an
Hmm.
adult.
Well, I think after she learned who Joel's daughter was, and she understands more of him, she gets a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But no, I just mean just in I think in her demeanor and her dialogue, she
Mm.
doesn't sound like she's too smart for her age in this one.
Mm.
She just sounds more like a teenager with an attitude problem, which I
Yeah.
think the character is supposed to be.
Gotcha.
So I think it just came across that way better here.
Mm.
But yeah, so I mean, we get to learn about what's going on with Joel and Tommy. Now you give me your perspective on this conversation, because that's a hard conversation to have.
Okay, if I remember it correctly, okay, there's one part that sticks out to me, and that's when he says he's expecting, and I think Joe says "good for you" or something like that.
Oh yeah, he goes, do you think I'll be a good father? He goes, we'll
Well,
see.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, what happened in the first episode is it because okay, why did I was trying to think when he said that, I was like, did something happen in the first episode that where he dropped the ball somewhere?
All I remember in the first episode is they were running from the zombies, and Joe's carrying his daughter,
Yeah.
and because his brother goes the opposite way, and they're supposed to meet at the river, which is interesting because they meet at the river in
Yeah.
this episode.
Yeah.
Let me hear it for a second.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe he recognized that maybe Tommy had like selfish tendencies.
Mm.
I don't know. I think that's maybe why he said that. I'm not sure, but I just remember when he said that, like I was like, oh, like there's something happened between. That's why I was trying to think back, but something happened between them that made them go like they're they don't agree with each other's, choices.
If I remember the first episode, Tommy ends up in jail.
Yeah.
It's Joe's birthday.
Yeah.
His daughter gets his watch fixed. He puts her to bed, goes to get his brother, and then like 3 hours later, they're out there fighting the whole goddamn world.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe yeah, maybe he just maybe it was just the tension in that whole idea that like, yo, man, I've been looking for you
Hmm.
for damn near 20 years. And when you stop contacting me through the radio,
Hmm.
I just assumed some shit happened to you.
Yeah.
Here you are in this nice town, running around with some kids and having like, just doing like neighborhood playtime.
Hmm.
Like, what goes through your mind in that situation when you
I,
realize that shit happened?
I think I'd be pissed too, because I don't want to know. Like, yo, did you at least try? Like, what
Yeah.
what happened? How did we lose contact?
Yeah.
Like, what made you give up on me? Because I didn't give up on you.
Well, I mean, no, but then you see the town and it almost hits you. To me, it almost hits me like, oh, okay, I get it. This man made a choice. Something happened. Something was said that made him go, all right, I have to stop contacting my brother.
Either that or like let him know where you are. Like,
No,
hey,
no, that's what I mean. But he did, but he stopped contacting him.
yeah,
And so now he runs into him and he thinks his brother is dead, when
hmm,
in reality his brother's in this nice town.
yeah,
So and going through his head is like, whose choice was it for you to stop contacting me? Because clearly you're not too hurt to reach out.
yeah,
So I don't know. Yeah, I think there's like I don't know, that sense of betrayal,
hmm,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I take that as like a kind of like, why the fuck am I searching for someone who ain't looking for me?
yeah, pretty much. Hmm.
That's a fucking just that statement alone. I mean, just in the regular context, it's fucking deep. But in the idea that like you're at the apocalyptic world,
Yeah.
and this is like one of the only people you know,
Hmm.
and they choose you realize now that they made the choice to stop contacting you, like nothing happened.
Yeah, I think that hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit. Okay, if I can relate it to real life, I remember when I met my dad for the first time, and I was 17 years old.
Yep.
A lot of dudes look at me, yo, seriously? Like you live down the fucking block, and you ain't try,
Yeah.
like at all, like at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I understand the feeling.
But like, okay, so what goes through what goes through your brain in that moment? Do you sit there and be like, "Yeah, fuck this shit, I got to get out of here," or do you try to like reconcile? Because mind you, in this moment, you know, this is the most well put together town
Hmm.
you've seen in maybe 20 years.
Yeah,
So what do you do in that moment? Do you suck it up and just try to make amends and live in this area, or do you?
I would have stayed a bit longer. Um,
Smells good as fuck, bro.
just trying to, I guess, make amends and understand my brother's side of it. But if I'm about that money that I'm trying to go get for Ellie,
Yeah.
I still got a job to finish, and then I'll come back.
But okay, so one of the things that's happening to Joel in this episode is he's getting chest pains. We really don't understand why he's getting these chest pains yet.
Hmm.
And then while he's in the town, after he gets to that argument with his brother, he walks outside and he sees someone with curly hair that reminds him of his daughter.
Yeah.
And like you kind of get a sense that like he's dealing with some shit. He hasn't gotten over the loss of his daughter yet.
Hmm.
I think I think because he got to the cold. He said it was the cold that did it.
Hmm.
I think it was a matter of feeling like like before they got to the town, it happened when they after they met the Indian couple, and
Hmm.
they were like, if whoever goes out there is, they don't come back. So if your brother's out there, he's probably dead.
Yeah.
And I think at that moment he was just like, man, everybody that I love, I can't protect.
Mm.
You know.
He learned that in the no, did he learn that in the last episode?
Um. Well, no, in the last episode, he was basically he was given the he he was basically told that, like, there's people out there that that you have to protect. These are your loved ones, and
Yeah.
you got to do what you can do to protect them.
Mm.
But it gets brought up again in this episode when he has that conversation
Okay.
with Tommy about, you know, while he's trying to fix his boot.
Yeah.
Because he tells Tommy that, like, you know, he just watched in Kansas City, he watched a brother kill his own brother right in front of him,
Mm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason, uh, and then he got protected by a 14-year-old girl because he was too scared in that moment,
Mm.
you know? Like, she had to
Gotcha.
kill she had to kill someone. Uh, she had to kill someone to protect him. She had to watch a brother kill his own brother to
Mm-hmm.
protect the little girl that he was supposed to be the one protecting, but he just stood there scared.
Mm.
And then when the dog was sniffing them, he
Mm.
was watching this dog go to sniff Ellie, and he was worried as fuck that, like, this dog might maul her because he might smell something, but, like, he just stood there scared. He didn't think about doing anything about it.
Yeah.
So he's having like an inner crisis about whether he can protect the people he loves.
Mm. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I think that was his big thing in this episode, was like, he got to this safe place and he's just like, she's better off with these other people because I don't think I can protect her
Mm.
the way she needs me to protect her.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation when you have those thoughts coming through your brain? But everyone you love that you've tried to protect
Mm-hmm.
has died.
I'm gonna go with that acronym FEAR. You can keep facing everything and recover, or just fuck everything and run. And in that moment, if you've already
Never heard
lost,
that before.
really,
Where you read that? Snapple?
nah, I caught it on my Cracker Jack box. Nah, shit. Honestly, I don't remember where I heard it from, but that's actually what I wear. It's on my ring. The
Yeah.
fear. Um, and I think at that moment, if you know you've probably been failing, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
if you're given another chance to face it and recover, then shit. Then think about what you've been doing and how you haven't succeeded, and try something different this time.
Well, I mean, so in his defense, in Joel's defense, he kind of was trying something different because he's sitting there going, like, I'm not the man I used to be. 5 years ago, I would have mauled this person. I would have did this, and that. But, like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm full of fear and I'm older. I can't protect the way I did before.
Hmm.
She's better off with you, Tommy, someone who's
Yeah.
younger, someone who has the ability to protect her better.
Mm.
You know, I get that. I understand that but my question or when I watched it, I was like, is he making this decision for her benefit or for his own? Because he doesn't want the guilt of her death on him anymore.
I think that was his own.
Yeah.
That's my perspective.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it was less about her safety and more about his guilt.
Yeah.
That's fucked up because you saw from Ellie's perspective, like, she's in this town.
Oh yeah,
And
because he goes to see her and she knows he's leaving. Am I right?
yeah. But
Okay.
before we get to that, so she
Okay.
gets to this town and she's probably, this is the only time in her life she's ever been in a civilization. She says she grew up in, like, the quarantine zone.
Yeah.
So that's why she was like, man, like, these people don't, like, I guess the concerns of the people in this town are nothing like she thought they would be because she's so used to, protecting herself from fucking shit trying to kill her every day.
Mm.
Oh, yes, that's like it's like culture shock. What do you do? How do you react when you walk into that kind of scenario? There's like, if you lived in a tribe and all of a sudden you end up in New York, it's culture shock. My
Yeah.
family went through it.
Yeah. True. Well, then you would know more than I would.
I don't know if I would know because I was like 10 months old at the time, but, like,
Yeah.
I know that, like, like I said, I told you the story. My mom, the first time she went to a supermarket, she was so overwhelmed
Mm.
that, like, she bought $40 worth of white rice and $7 worth of bubble gum.
I don't remember the bubble gum, but I remember the rice.
Yeah, that's all she bought was the $40 worth of white rice and $7 worth of bubble gum.
That's crazy.
I want to know, like, I want to know how long she made that bubble gum last.
For real.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, it was real weird because, like, so I remember being younger, like, there were a lot of things that I didn't they didn't register to me.
Mm,
They were carryovers from the village that my parents grew up in. I
mm,
just thought like it was just this is the way things are done until I grew up later. Like for instance, when it was bath time, there was a bathtub,
mm.
but they had like a big ass like I don't want to say bowl, but it wasn't like it wasn't a kid swimming pool, but it was like a
Are you
big
talking about here in the States when you got here?
yeah here in the States.
Gotcha.
Like it was like a big ass like a big enough tub that like little kids can sit in,
Gotcha.
right? And so my parents took that and put that inside the bathtub, then filled that with water, and then you'd scoop the water up with the bowl and pour it on the head to clean them.
Huh.
Like back in the village, again, that's like a homemade bathtub.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so my parents they did that inside the bathtub.
Huh.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, little things like that. I remember one time, this is fucked up. I'm not gonna say any names,
Okay.
but one of my friends, his little brother, we was over at their house. He was at their house, and his brother was in the bathroom taking a shit.
Oh God. Okay.
So we bust into the bathroom, and my man was like he was doing the Asian squat on top of the.
Oh shit. Oh man.
I just distinctly remember busting that in. He's just sitting there like, oh,
Uh
that's carryover, man.
yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Mm. Yeah.
It is crazy.
All right. So
It's learned behavior.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when I look at it, it's like I was the other day. I was researching, like, how do you know those people that live in their vans?
Yeah.
Yeah, those vans that have like the bed and like
Hmm.
it's like a mini, fucking camper or whatever. But like some of those vans only have like 5 or 6 gallons worth of clean water. So a lot of people, when they need to take showers, they have like gym memberships and they'll just stop off at a gym and use that. But if you didn't have that, you would just get like a little bucket or tub and just fill it with water and use that as a bathtub.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like, oh yeah, it's just carryover. It's not necessarily a village thing. It's how you maximize your what's the word, resources.
Yeah. That's what I did when I first moved out here. Before I got the water and everything on and the heat and for the gas and everything, I had a big ass gallon of water and I learned this when I was in Iraq. When we didn't have water, poke holes in the top, sit it outside, let the sun heat it up. End of the day, dump it over you, lather up, dump it over you, rinse off. You ain't gonna be as clean as you want to be, but you're gonna be dirty.
You
And
want to
I did
tell
that
people
for a
about
couple.
your urinal?
Uh, huh?
I tell people about your urinal.
What you mean? The backyard? Just go out there and get some real estate. Call it a damn day, man.
I'll walk out there. Hey, that's my spot. You go over there. You go by the burn barrel. I got this over here.
That's military too. Get you a piece of the wood line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. So there's this moment in this episode that was really poignant. And I was watching something about this episode, and like it's the scene where Joel goes into the bedroom and he has that conversation with Ellie, basically saying they're going their separate ways.
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't remember the video game.
Okay.
From what I heard from like the directing stuff, like that scene is almost exactly how it happened in the game.
Okay.
So that shit was powerful on TV. I could imagine if you were playing the game and that scene happens. Because in the video game, you feel like you're participating in the story.
Yeah.
Doing all the movements and shit like that. Scene happens, I'd be like, I think I'd be brought to tears. Game.
Yeah, because at first he walks in and he's leaving.
She was reading the diary, right? Or was that, or was she reading the diary when what's her name came in? When
I don't remember.
When the black girl came in, when she gave her the new clothes. She was reading a diary and she was talking about, is this all people cared about, like boys and like dances and stuff like
I
that?
think okay, yeah, I think there was when the black girl came in the room.
Yeah,
When Joel walks in, I think she's reading the paper or something. Maybe I don't know
yeah.
because
They were like,
she throws it at him, or no, she throws a bag at him.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she goes in there and basically like he realizes that she overheard his conversation,
Hmm.
Tommy, about leaving. Like basically saying, hey, telling Tommy, hey man, you take her. I can't
Hmm.
protect her.
Yeah.
You
So
you you talk about this scene a little bit because this is
um,
actually a pretty heartfelt scene for me.
if I can remember correctly, because I want to say it's two different parts of the same scene, and I can only think about one where she says, "All I need to know is um when are we leaving?" And he says, "Let's go," or something like that.
Was that in the horse stable?
That was before the horse stable, because at the horse stable he's down there stealing the horse, or and Tommy's like, "I gave it to you." He's like, "Can I borrow that rifle?" And he's like, "Yeah, take it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but no, in the stable, he says, I came down here to steal the horse, but that was 30 minutes ago. So I figured, you deserve a choice. So you have a choice. And she just tosses him the bag and says, let's go.
Oh, okay. So that's what's happening.
And that was that scene. But when they're in the bedroom, she's basically saying that, like, I can't protect you.
Hmm.
I can't do this. Like, you'll be better off with these people and stuff like that. And she basically says, she goes, what's her name told her about Sarah? And he goes,
Hmm.
don't even talk
Okay.
about her like that.
Okay. Yeah, I remember now.
He was like, yeah, you goes, you don't know about loss. You don't know anything about loss. And she goes, I don't.
Hmm.
Everyone I've ever known has either died or left me,
Hmm.
except for you. And then that's when he was just like, well, I'm not your fucking dad, whatever. So in the morning, we're going our separate ways.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's what happened then.
Yeah. But that's crazy that like it got to the point where they kind of viewed each other as like father and daughter.
Mm.
And it was that real moment where she's like, yeah, I can't follow anyone else. I trust you because everyone else in my life has fucking left me or died except for you.
Hmm.
That's I don't know. That's such a deep, like a deep thought when you realize that the one person who you can count on doesn't want doesn't want to be there anymore.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. Especially in that world with
Yeah.
all that craziness going around,
Hmm.
the one person who's had your back, the one person who's been trying to teach you things and like take care of you,
Hmm.
you just all of a sudden, hey, I don't want you anymore.
Yeah. That's kind of cold.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
And like I felt for her because she's like, yeah, she's got no one. Like
Yeah.
as an adult, you learn that like shit happens,
Hmm.
disappointments happen and all that stuff. But as a kid, you don't have the ratio of tragic moments like that in your life. I think I brought this up before, but
Hmm.
like, when you're a kid, when things like that happen, they seem so much more devastating because you don't have the wealth of experience to measure it up against.
Mm.
So when if you have like as an adult, if you have 20 life-changing experiences, when you're 14, you probably only had like 3 of those. So
Yeah.
those 3 are so fucking impotent.
Yeah.
By the time you're 20, by the time you're 35 or 40, you're like, all right, well, it's bad, but I've had worse happen to me. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think about it.
And you learn how to deal with things differently as you're older too. Um, because those three things you might have went through at 14 molded you.
Yeah.
And when you get 2025, I mean, don't get me wrong, whatever you go through still might impact you kind of hard. But you go through memory lane, like, okay, I've dealt with this type of feeling before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you deal with it differently.
Yeah. And I feel like for Ellie, like this might be the first instance in her life where she had something stable,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden, like even as crazy as their life has been the last like whatever 6 7 months they've been together,
Hmm.
she just had a stable person in her life, and now all of a sudden she realizes that he don't want her no more.
Mm. So yeah, so he's not dying or whatever. He's actually making a choice to just not want to be there.
Yeah, he's making a choice, and he's trying to make it out like, I mean, she doesn't really understand his choice, or maybe she does, but like, he's basically saying that like, he's saying I can't protect her.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be protected, and she's sitting there going, "You're the only one who can,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't want it, and you don't want to anymore."
Yeah.
Man, just thinking about it like that,
Mm.
imagine you're the only person that can protect this person the way they need protecting, and
Mm.
you don't want to do that anymore,
Mm.
and now they have to deal with it.
Mm. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's super fucking deep.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
What do you think about Tommy's situation? This whole thing, like, again, we glossed over it before, but like
Yeah.
he,
Excuse me.
look at like his Joel thought he was dead
Mm-hmm.
all this time, and he's been living here out here in this commune with all these people, building a life. He's got a new wife. They had a kid, but then the kid died. So,
Mm-hmm.
but now she's pregnant with a new kid,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, the brother you thought you'd never see again, or the brother you cut off years ago, all of a sudden shows up,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, you feel, do you feel guilty? Do you feel like I got to make it up to him, or do you stand by your choice?
You know what it brings me to before I answer that question? The movie we watched, Blue Bayou,
Yeah.
the dad had to make a choice about which family to save, which one to let go.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, he said that he wouldn't change what he did. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, he lets, he tells his wife and kid that they got to stay because he's
Mm.
getting deported, right? Is that the moment you're talking about?
No, when he's doing the tattoo on the sick girl and is talking to her dad about making the choice to split the family up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Uh,
he's talking to the dad about making the choice, and he asked the dad like, would he, if he had the same choice, would he do it again?
yeah,
And he
he
said,
said,
yeah,
yeah. So if you put that into this show, with Tommy, um, he looked like he was peaceful.
yeah.
I mean, for a person that struggled with peace of mind for as long as I have, when you get it, you hold on to it. So maybe he didn't feel no remorse.
But here's the thing, I get the feeling that like, because the way they were talking about the girl, what's her name? I forget what the girl's name was, the black girl, but like they were talking about, the
Was it
choice
Maria?
people, Maria, yeah, yeah, and they were talking about the choices people make,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt like they were judging Joel for his past transgressions,
Mm.
even though Tommy was just as guilty of those same transgressions,
Mm.
and they were picking and choosing who was at fault for those.
Mm.
So it just, to me, it felt like that the choice to cut off Joel wasn't Tommy's choice.
Mm. Okay.
You
I
know?
get, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's why I don't know. That's why when he sees him again, it's like, man, I thought I'd never see you again because I took some bad advice.
Mm.
Now I gotta fucking atone for that advice.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so they're out. They're traveling again with the
Mm-hmm.
horse. They feel like a family. He's teaching her how to shoot.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
you know? And then they finally get to the university. And first of all,
It's,
I'm already being like, all right, some shit's up. Like there's supposed to be a scientist here and some shit that are supposed to meet up with me so they can do
mm-hmm.
some experiments, and like this
Yeah.
shit is run down as fuck.
Yep. And you got the goons running around outside.
Mm-hmm. And Joel gets into a fight with one of them,
Mm-hmm.
ends up
Yeah.
getting jabbed with the blunt end of that fucking bat.
Yeah. Broke his neck, but got stabbed.
Yeah. Now,
And
okay, Joel, for as long as he's been surviving, he should know you don't pull the end of the bat out.
yeah.
You leave it in.
Yeah.
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 That's the only part where I saw it. I was like, that he should know better than that.
Should. Because he had nothing to cover it up with. So
Yeah.
I guess that was TV purposes.
Yeah. You want to see that squirt?
I guess so. Because after that happens, then he basically falls off the horse and the show ends.
Yeah. They hop on the fucking the horse and they go riding, and then all of a sudden they're riding along the train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
He falls off the train tracks and falls onto A nice little small pile of snow. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't remember that. I remember him falling, but I didn't pay attention to.
If you look at it, it's all like, it's kind of like, dingy snow, whatever. But then this little tiny small pile of snow, and that just happens to be where he falls off the horse onto.
Gotcha.
I was like,
Okay.
okay, that's I see what they did there. But yeah, that's when they leave us. Like
Mm-hmm.
another cliffhanger.
Yep.
Man. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where this next episode goes.
Yeah. I'm interested. It has me.
Do you think Joel dies? I don't remember the game, so I don't know. But do you think Joel actually dies?
No, he's a main character. He can't. Like I say, he can't die. But if that does, then holy
Hey
shit.
man, we thought Tess was the main character too, bro.
Yeah, true. But Tess came after. Joe's been since episode 1.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I sincerely hope he doesn't die.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't think he will.
You haven't watched Yellowstone, right?
Mm-mm.
That first episode of Yellowstone, man, some shit happens where you're like that just happened. Like, oh, I thought he was gonna be a main character. All right,
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited. I think this show is getting really, really good, and
Indeed.
it's got some good like heartfelt moments mixed in with the craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely getting good.
Yeah. Man. All right, well,
So,
on to episode 7.
yes, indeed.
As always, it's your boy Sarath, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta.
Thank you for joining us on side B of
That's the
Sarath Chris's.
black side. Hey, you got the black hoodie on.
This is navy blue. It's just dark. The
Okay.
stripes on your jersey look black too, but it's navy blue.
That looks fucking black.
The stripes on your jersey, not the Jack Daniels jacket.
But you can't see the difference.
I can see the difference, but I'm saying it looks and on camera it looks black, but I know it's navy blue. It's like a midnight navy. Look, see that behind me? That mask is black. This is just a little lighter. Where am I pointing? I don't know where I'm pointing.
I don't know what the fuck you're pointing at. Nah. Listen, they match up on my side, homie.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you just got tired eyes, or you just see all black everything. Power to the people.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, y'all be safe.
All right. We out.